I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I bring on a guest I had on in the past, and I brought him right on back because I couldn't get enough. So today's return guest is Stuart Foster, and he's the Chief Marketing Officer over at Innovative Express Care. Stuart, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, happy 2020. We made it. We're recording this in February, but, man, it feels like January still, huh?
Yeah, especially up here in Chicago. It's pretty brutal out right now.
Oh, man. So we got a lot of new listeners here since our last show, and I don't want to assume everybody caught your first episode, but we got some announcements, some new things to talk today. So first off, let's just start with, I know you started a new role as a Chief Marketing Officer over at Innovative Express Care. So they were a future client, and then you decided to go on over. Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
Sure. Well, I've been working for Innovative for about the past 5 years in an agency relationship. I was the head of, business development and, account services over at Build, Scale, Prosper and Hustle More before that. And, had, helped grow Innovative Express Care, now Innovative Care, into a rather large company from a startup back in 2015. We went from about 5 to 60 people in that time span. We are opening up a couple new offices and have expanded into ketamine, therapy, and med spa services as well. So it's been kind of crazy. So we originally started out as an urgent care. And I was approached at, fall of last year to basically come on board about 6 months ago, just because I think that my current CEO and boss, Dr. Rahul Khare, was getting a little sick of paying the easy retainer fees. So he just decided to bring me on board full time. I've been building on his team ever since.
Oh, man, what an amazing story. So I love it. I love when this happens, and you're doing good work when you get recruited by your client, and they're like, yeah, we actually just want you to kind of be full-time with us. What do we have to do to make that happen? So tell us a little bit more about the growth of this company, because a lot of interesting going on, you said.
Yeah, we've had 16 times growth in revenue since about 2016, which is kind of crazy to think about it.
You said 16. That's crazy.
Yes, and that's in revenue. Never mind our count, never mind our opening of offices, our advertising spends. Everything has continued to grow radically. And we're launching our first integrated campaign sometime in April this year, so Q2.
Tell me a little bit more about this market. I mean, what does it take to kind of pivot from, and not saying from like a just complete urgent care to like this new wellness, med spa, therapy? I mean, how do you even do that?
Well, you essentially think that you're Northwestern University, and then you just want to add ancillary services because your patients are asking for it, because we saw some holes and opportunities within the market. And, we looked at areas that are underserved by, traditional, medical facilities and, traditional, doctors. Cannabis was kind of our first foray into that back in 2016, 2017. And that's been a hugely successful division for us. And we just continued to kind of go down the rabbit hole, if you will, and got into ketamine. And then we also had an opportunity to essentially acquire a nurse injector who started up our med spa. And then we've basically been able to supplement it by, reinfusing and cross-selling patients on the many different virtues of it. And, we've been huge at patient acquisition for the last 4.5, 5 years. And really 2020 is all about the cross-sell and activating, our almost 50,000 patient strong pool and getting them across services because, there's a clear need across each division. Usually, cannabis usually needs a primary care provider. Ketamine usually needs a therapist. There's just lots of different opportunities to kind of grow within both your own patient population as well as continuing to acquire new ones.
Wow, I love this. And it's kind of almost like, I guess for the online world, what you're doing is pretty common, right? So you have this big group of clients that trust you and like you and your service, and then you think about, okay, well, how can we provide more value? How can we add more things to it? I don't normally see like your traditional brick and mortar, like urgent care, like going outside of I would say this is a comfort zone for some things, just in terms of the bandwidth of what you're pulling off there.
Absolutely, and ironically, urgent care is our smallest division at this point.
Now in online, that's normal. You start one product, like when you were doing your own thing, build, scale, prosper. Like you start one product, you think that's going to be one, and then everybody buys something else, and you're like, oh, I guess we're doing that. That doesn't usually happen in urgent care.
Yeah, I think it's just by virtue of, we kind of begun experimenting with primary care doctors, realizing that most people want an individualized relationship, and, kind of pass that along.
That's awesome. So what's on the docket, or what's on the horizon for 2020 for Innovative Express Care? Tell us about what you have planned.
So to expand to more offices and more like footprints and locations. We still feel that we haven't saturated the market here in Chicago. We're looking at outside suburbs for some different locations of different divisions. Ketamine is probably our biggest growth area, just given, the extreme success rate. We have about a 75% success rate for folks with drug-resistant depression, which is almost unheard of in the medical community. Wow. And, we've been able to change a lot of lives with that. That's been a huge growth opportunity for us. And we're just, trying to keep up with demand and, staff facilities and, make sure that, people have access to great care.
Man, that's awesome. What a great story. So, Stuart, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information and Innovative Express Care and to connect, what's the best way for them to learn more?
Sure. They can just go to innovative.care, which is basically our corporate site, which outlines our 6 divisions of urgent care, primary care, ketamine, cannabis and wellness, med spa and therapy.
Fantastic. Well, hey, sir, it's been awesome catching back up with you for this reunion 2020 episode. Wishing you much success and, of course, all the great growth you're having over at Innovative Express Care. And to the audience, as always, thanks for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the video section. Love to continue the dialogue on the YouTube channel, in the YouTube community. And Stuart, thanks again for coming back on the show.